Thanks for that matter-of-factness. I'm dead. Alright, we're back with the last couple things we want to do, and then a boss to take on in Chrono Cross. Now, you'll notice that I'm in another world, and I have a little different party. I have got Daniel and Greg in my party, so Draggy and Korcha. We're going to head into Fossil Valley South. So these are the last two that I need to get level 7 tech skills for. Also, I don't know if we fought Teuton Shamans. So I'm going to leave this in, because if we have, it's been a while. And if we haven't, they're not that strong anyway. Despite the fact that neither Daniel nor Greg has any equipment or elements, because I wasn't expecting to get into a fight. I just was like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. I'm not going to get into any fights. And then I remembered I have to walk through Fossil Valley to get here. Which means that I'm probably gonna get into a fight, but here we are. Well, anyway, at this stage, obviously they're easy enough to beat. I also definitely want the healing because, or not the healing, the battle, because I actually used up almost all of my money. Because I made one of everything, pretty much. Stone weapons. I didn't really feel like grinding to get rainbow weapons. Like, the stone's gonna be good enough for the story for the most part. So we're just gonna go with that. Daniel sees the giant skull. Mother! No! No! You sacrificed yourself to save me? I'm all alone. I have no family. Do not cry, my child. Who's there? You have great friends, Daniel. Just remember, Mother will always be in your heart. Cheer up, my child. Mother? Is that you, Mother? Yeah, I do have a lot of friends. Thank you, Mother. I'll be back. I'll come visit again with more friends. And Daniel learned Big Breath. And comes back here. So we take him to see his mother, specifically in another world, and he learns the Big Breath tech skill. Now, I know there might be a little bit of, we've gotten so many tech skills and we've seen like none of them because you play none of these characters. That's okay. Don't worry. I've got that in mind. This game has a New Game Plus. I'm going to be playing through this game many times. I am not going to like it because I don't want to play through this game 15 times in a row. Despite how much I love it, it is a long game. But I'm going to be playing through this game multiple times in order to do things like show New Games Plus specific things. Show multiple endings. There's like 12 different endings, I want to say. There's a lot of different endings. I didn't realize there were this many endings. I've only ever gotten 2 of them. So, yeah. Anyway. We're definitely going to have a chance to see things like tech skills. And so on. Anyway, let's look at this. Remember when we first met Greg? We saw the, mermaid tank. Hey you, can you hear me? If you don't try to get yourself out of there, nobody's ever gonna help you. You get that? ... Hey, don't you try pulling any funny ideas, Greg. Can hear a faint sob. We'll walk away for a second. walk back. And no one inside. There was a faint sob before, but now there's no one inside. So go down here and... Huh! I don't think that mermaid was there before. So run around the back. And run through. I don't even know if I ever showed that you can do this, but you run through here to get to the boat. This is what you would do if you were recruiting Greg to sail you to Viper Manor in the first place. Sir Greg, thank you. Who the ch are you? I don't remember doing anything to be thanked for. I am the mermaid who is caged at the shore tent. I finally got a chance to escape. Ah, you're that mermaid. Yeah, that's great. Your words came as an eye-opener to me. I used to think that one day someone would come to my rescue. But if I do not try to become free myself, no one will ever lend me a hand. Sir Greg, you were the one who showed me that. Maybe I said a little too much. But you understand, right? Don't you ever get caught by a guy like that again. I understand. I do not know how I can ever thank you for what you have done, but I would like to give you a prayer to improve your fishing skills. I have heard many rumors that you are a fishing maniac. She's not wrong. He literally fights with a fishing lure. Greg received big catch from the mermaid's prayer. Thank you. Thank you very much. I pray that I may see you again sometime. And she swims off. Take care, but just remember, I'm not a maniac. Yes, you are. Shoosh, you're a maniac. Anyway, so with that concludes, I think, my entire list. And, you know, if it didn't, whatever, I can always catch it in a New Game Plus. With that, I am going to grab my party, my original party, get everything set up, and get back to Homeworld Apasa Beach. We've still got 2 small children to talk to. We talked to Luca. We now need to talk to Chrono and Marl, see what they say. And then we need to head forward into battle to finally erase the Devourer of Time so that our world, all worlds actually in a way, can continue on. So I will see you when I am back on the beach. Alright, we are back. And it's time to do a couple conversations and then end this thing. So we'll go over here and talk to Chrono first. Actually, before I do that, I did put the Earring of Hope onto Nala instead of the Earring of Light, so she should have a little bit more health going into this final battle. Where even angels lose their way. 10 years ago, you died at this very spot. There's no mistake. You drowned. Thanks for that matter-of-factness. I'm dead. The truth is, this world, in which you are still alive, is the irregularity. This is the false reality. 10 years ago, it was Lynx who tried to kill you at this beach. After Prometheus broke the link between fate and the flame, fate tried to eliminate any obstacle that stood in its way. In the meantime, the 6 dragons had sent Jenny forth to try and gain possession of the flame. Jenny made contact with Fate's biological incarnation, Lynx, and tricked him into temporarily joining forces. The elimination of the Prometheus circuit's lock on the frozen flame was everyone's top priority. Lynx and Jenny abducted Luca, who alone could release the Prometheus lock that guarded the flame. But the whole attempt only ended in failure. Then, they just waited for you to appear instead. You see, fate calculated that you would one day cross the dimensions and try to make contact with the flame. I don't know how to break this to you, but Lynx was actually your father, Wazuki. Drawing closer to the flame caused him to become unstable, and the image of you dying in terror changed him completely. Finally, after having his psyche totally eroded, he lost his soul and was easily integrated by fate. Fate turned Wazuki into a biological interface, modeling him after your worst fear at the time, a panther. Although Wazuki managed to escape from Chronopolis with you, he later completely succumbed to fate. Humans are such fragile, disjointed, imperfect things. Love and hate, life and death. Perhaps even fate itself dreamed of using the flame to someday reincarnate itself into a new species. It is quite sad, really. It's like when you gaze into the flame gazes back into you. So yeah, all along, Lynx was Kyle's father. You know, the father who went out in the storm, saved him. Miguel told us about this in the Dead Sea. Yikes. Alright, Marl, what do you have to say? A new species is about to be born on this planet. An alien life form even more evolved than the old Lavos. At the darkness beyond time, the weakened Shala came under the influence of Lavos, and the two became one entity. It is now up to you, the one whom the frozen flame has chosen as its arbiter. You alone can decide how the new Lavos, which is caged Shala within it, will evolve from here. Your actions will determine whether in the future all time is devoured by Lavos, sending the world into everlasting death. Balthazar foresaw this was going to happen in his world in the year 2300, and he was determined to prevent it from happening, no matter what it took. The Chrono Cross. It alone can combine the sounds of the planet that the 6 types of elements produce. The melody and harmony that brim within all life forms. Use the song of life to heal her enmity and suffering. We entreat you, Kyle. Please save Shala. And that's your big hint that the Chrono Cross is going to be really important. Well, we've made it this far. Let's use the time egg. No beginning and no end to the darkness of time or your last chance to back out. We've done what we can to the darkness of time. And just like before with the astral amulet, we start to teleport. Tee-hee! So this is the final gate, which connects to the darkness of time. I can't believe we've made it this far. For the wind, trees, and flowers, we will do our best. And Chad nods. Let's get this over with and grab a bite to eat. Kyle raises it up in the air, and we teleport away. And the fight commences. Welcome to the darkness at the end of time. Welcome to Lavos. Here we see Shala merged with Lavos. Here we are at our final fight with the Time Devourer. This is the Time Devourer's true form. So, honestly, just start this like you'd start your other battles. Fight up. Things are gonna hurt a lot. There's a good chance that I'll die a lot. We'll see how this goes. So it's starting out with green. I'm keeping a mind on my elements. I am going to not yet heal, but I will be healing soon. I'm honestly waiting for it to start not just rapidly tornadoing, because that's annoying and I hate it. It's going to hurt more because it balanced out the field to neutral. Yeah. I'm waiting for it to do a little bit with the... words are hard. I'm waiting for it to start the sequence, because I'm hoping it will. I don't want to have to start the sequence myself, is what I'm trying to say. So, the ultimate goal would be to get it to get the sequence going and then cast the Chrono Cross. So having a range of elements on everybody is going to be important, especially since it apparently just wants to tornado me to death. Yikes. Honestly, at this point, I'm just going to attack up with everybody, try and get everybody as high element level as possible. Heal as needed. Probably should cast a yellow element at some point here soon. Especially if it's going to keep tornadoing. Oh, Bush Basher this time. Lovely. You know what? I'm actually not going to sequence this time. Despite how much I hate doing that. I'm going to not sequence. We're going to see what happens if we just beat the living daylights out of this thing. So if, for instance, we were to do something like, say, this, followed by this. That's right, I'm just literally gonna start throwing summons at it. There are two big ways to do this fight. I'm about to do one of them, and then we're gonna do the other. Because why not get two endings in rapid succession? Like I said, there are like 12 endings, so might as well do what I can while I can. Kyle is now... I'm gonna need Chad to attack once so that I can get Kyle. That's gonna hurt a lot. So that I can get Kyle to attack once. And no longer green field, but red field. Chad's gonna be in a lot of pain after this. He might die, but we can salamander. So those are my two easiest summons to get going now out of the way. And, you know, a cool couple thousand damage in on it in a couple turns. Summons are 100% worth it if you're trying to just do damage in this battle. Which, by all means, this thing has a lot of health. Do a ton of damage. It's apparently on a green streak right now. What even is it's in it? It's white in it. So I probably shouldn't use Saints. Much though I want to. Saints is probably not my element of choice here. Let me do that. And let me recover all. So let's not put too much green on the field. And we have so many recoveralls. We have like 8 among the 3 of us, at least. I don't even remember if I put any on higher levels. It's also kind of fitting that rather than the raucous battle music that we usually have for these, we just have no music at all. Like, this is the darkness beyond the end of time. There's no music. There's no anything. We see like planets and worlds flying by our isolated sphere. Like the bubbles almost look to contain different worlds if you look at them when they fly by. And it's just... wind is all you hear. Oh, they're afraid. I'm like, what are they? I don't think they're poisoned. They're afraid. Yeah, just gonna attack back up and then see what I can do from there. Actually, you know, let's see if it does. Of course you don't. Hey, Kyle. Let's see if this heals. It's a weight in it, but that doesn't mean that this will necessarily heal because it's also the Devourer of Time. It doesn't heal. So actually, Saints might be a great idea. I'm gonna do some beating up to get people up and let it do things like Omega Yellowing. That's gonna hurt. That might kill him. I actually was hoping that it did kill him. This makes me sound like a horrible person. I understand that, but hear me out. I was kind of hoping that it was going to kill him because then I could have revived and recover-alled. And that would have been 2 whites in a row. Alright. Gonna need you to do that. Bump off to the side. Chad, what is your lowest level white element? We'll do it. You need it. So we'll do this, and then hopefully be able to get off a low level with Nala before it completely wrecks me. Meteorite, that'll work. And if this works, I should be able to get off a Saints with Kyle. My guess is it won't do nearly as much damage as some of the others would. And we're about to see. I'm gonna do a Saints. But yeah, my guess is this isn't gonna do, because Salamander did 1,000. Genie did like 1,100, 1,200, somewhere in that range. Kyle is a pretty strong magic caster in his own regard, but considering this is on a white in it, I don't think it'll do tons. For like 500? Almost 1,000, never mind. I'm good with that. Plus it heals everyone up, which is always nice. Except for Chad, apparently. Are you poisoned? You are poisoned. Wait, is Kyle poisoned too, or is he afraid? Kyle is poisoned too. I love it. Oh my gosh. So, while Chad's health is going down because he's poisoned, you know, like a logical thing, Kyle's isn't. Because he has the health down from the poison and the health up from the Master Mune. So it just combines to give him a neutral no health change. It actually might be a neutral health gain, we'll see. No health change. Okay. So he just has consistent health. Oh, that's great. I love it so much. Is this thing low? No. No way. For a second there I thought it was sagging and I was like, really? Already? You're kidding. That's crazy. Yep, we're getting red now. We're getting into the part of the battle where the sequence is getting started. Green. It's gonna hurt, but hey Nala, do you have a Cure Plus? I know I said I wasn't going to follow the sequence, but there is something to be said for, you know, at least benefiting from the Cure Plus, if nothing else. It is taking everything within me to resist following the sequence and casting the Chrono Cross. Like, that is what I want to do right now, is cast the Chrono Cross. That might kill Kyle. That's probably gonna kill Kyle. Chad and... Okay. Alright. I have been perfectly set up for this, and it saddens me. Yellow, red, green, blue, black, white. And I'm all the way up. I could absolutely do this right now. But I am not going to. We're going to go through, and we're going to just beat this thing up. And that's how it's going to be. Sad though this makes me. Alright, let's get Nala up to her level 7 and give us some magical protection. And then we're just going to start throwing high-level elements at it. Specifically, high-level black would be very useful right about now. So I'll see what Chad has on him, because he might have some higher level black. I noticed that black and red typically go together, which makes sense with how Lil CT tends to evolve. You know what? No, let's just Inferno. This sounds good. Get some red on the field. Most people have Infernos. Get the attack out there. That kind of thing. Another Inferno. Just start dealing damage any way you can, really, at this point. At least one person should survive whatever comes next. Or we beat it. So we attacked this thing to death. And energy flies out of it, a swirling vortex. And it is surrounded by swirling energy. And Shala included kind of just gets sucked up into the void. And then we're left with blackness and the credits. Yeah, that's right, we beat the game. I'm sorry, we what now? We did what? We beat the game? This just... After everything we've been through, after everything that went on, this just feels so disappointing. This feels so empty. It feels like this is... I don't even know how to describe it, but it almost just physically hurts. Just how sudden this was. That, you know, we're done. We did nothing they asked us to. We didn't save Shala. They literally told us, hey, the Chrono Cross does great things. It can combine the, you know, harmonies of the earth and everything. Why don't you do that? And we're like, nah, let's not. Let's just murder it. And then it gets sucked into a vortex and that's it. That's just the end of everything. And to me, that's just crazy. I don't know why anyone would ever want to do it that way. I don't recommend doing it that way. Which is why I did it, so you don't have to. I mean, this is nice when you go through the credits, it kind of just shows you everything again. Includes some, I think those are live action scenes, like this one. You know, we see like the Dead Sea again, which we really don't get to see much of because then it gets destroyed. We see bits of the destruction of the Dead Sea. We see Viper getting his thing. Norris is there. We see Fargo and Polly flying over and saving us from Kid. We see when Harla leaves, talking to Starkey. Yep, live action. Clock shop, interestingly enough, with time going backwards. Yep, live footage. You see it's right here in the credits now. There's the green dragon we fought. Kyle being reborn, Surge being reborn. I've been using like their real names this whole time and then just out of nowhere Kyle, because that's one that I actually used a lot. We see more footage of the blonde girl. The blue sky. Ah yes. Fighting them. The frozen flame orb in the fate computer, the dragons melding into the time devourer. We're back to more live footage. But yeah, this ending is just so unfulfilling. Like, even It's almost like it's torturing you for going through that too, because you come off of that, it just ends, and now you're reliving everything that you went through to get to that point, like saving Kid, flying off to Terra Tower, and then you're like, with that, it just ends. It's sucked out of existence. Did we save the world? I don't know. Did we? Who knows? Maybe we did. Maybe it's just gonna die forever. We could have changed everything. We could have changed nothing. They told us that the fate of the world kind of depended on how we fought our last battle, and I have to say, it's not feeling very good right now. See Kid there on the boat. On the water? Yeah, on the water. So we come to the end of the credits. We see her sailing away into who knows what kind of world. Fiend. That's it. It's done. Somehow. It's done. But that's no fun. So, rather than, save this and whatnot, next time we're going to hop into that fight and we're going to finish it the right way. And then we're going to see how a New Game Plus starts out. So I will see you then.